This video is about how to go about obtaining a Chromakey effect. Chromakey is the process of removing one color, which is generally the background, and replacing it with another image. Generally people do this in front of a blue or a green screen. The difference between people selecting blue versus green is it's really preference. Some people believe that blue works better with flesh tones. It seems like the film industry leans more towards using green. We're going to show you in this video is basically going to be how to use nonlinear editors to provide the chroma keying effect, but we'll also talk a little bit about how you can just take the background out of digital photos using things like Photoshop. Some of the things that are occurring behind me are some of the examples you can see using the chroma key effect. Traditionally everybody thinks of it as the weatherman standing in front of the weather map. But there's multiple things that you can do with it. Let's take a moment and talk about backdrops. There's somewhat of a myth where you don't need to use a $200 cotton muslin backdrop. Not saying that they're not good, and they work very well, especially for a lot of digital photography and things like that, and things that use intensive flashes and that kind of thing. But for a lot of the things, the background can be of a lesser, cheaper material. At 2Cape, we actually sell a $14.95 backdrop that I'm filming most of this in front of that does a really good job at a very low cost. You want to make sure that the backdrop is at least somewhere between 3 feet at a minimum, but preferably anywhere from 5 to 10 feet. You want the focus of the camera to be on the subject and the background to not be in focus. That'll actually eliminate some of the wrinkles that are in the backdrop itself and maybe some of the shadows and things that you'll see. Let's go ahead and talk about lighting for a minute. What I'm using right now is a 3-point lighting system. I have a light on each side of me and I have one in front of me. The lights on each side of me are lighting the green screen that's behind me. I'll go ahead and turn off the chroma key effect so that you can see the green screen that's behind me. What you want to do is you want to get the green screen evenly lit, and that's why you use the two lights. What they'll do is, since they're at opposing angles, they'll cancel out shadows coming in from one side or the other and give you more of an evenly lit look that you're trying to achieve. And then the light in front of me, the other leg of our 3-point lighting system, is to help light the subject matter, which would be me in this case. Another great source of light is actually using just natural sunlight. You'll see in the next video clip where we had to shoot a much bigger scene that we shot it outside just using natural sunlight. You just have to be careful of the time of day that you're shooting and where the shadows are falling, but it's actually a great source of light and it's very evenly distributed.
Don't flush your money away on expensive chroma key backdrops. Don't flush your money away on expensive chroma key backdrops.
Okay, if you're not going to use sunlight as your continuous source of lighting, then you probably want to look at getting some sort of a light kit. There's a couple different kits here, well, components of those kits that are next to me. This one is more the traditional type of lighting. This light here is a 250 watt bulb. You can rotate it, point it different directions. You can also, it comes with an umbrella, so you can bounce the light off the umbrella and sort of reduce a lot of that shine and hot spot that you would get. You can also accomplish that effect by putting what they call gels over the light itself, which is a film that basically reduces the intensity of the light, and they can also be used with this. I like this over here. This is basically industrial work lighting, but you can get it for the same price or less than you can these traditional photo light kits. This one actually has two 500 watt halogen bulbs It's got this really cool thing where you can rotate these lights up or down. And what I like to do is I usually point one at the ceiling to reflect off that to give kind of a more even fill, and then have the other one point at the backdrop. But it also has a tripod that'll allow you to adjust it to all the various positions. And you can actually take this piece here off the top and move it around to do different effects and things that you're trying to light. It's really easy to manipulate. So right now we're putting the whole piece together. The editor that I'm using is Pinnacle Studios. Adobe makes one, Microsoft, there's a couple of them out there. But basically what the editor allows you to do is lay down two separate tracks of video. One of the tracks of video is me standing in front of the green screen, while the other track is the background that we're going to use. And then what I do is I apply the Chromakey effect to the track of me standing in front of the green screen. You'll see a bunch of knobs and little sliders to go in there and manipulate things like tolerance, how much spill you're going to have, softness, things like that. Basically, they're tools that allow you to adjust the Chromakey effect so you can get it as sharp as you can and reduce all those little fuzzy edges and imperfections that might have shown up in the video due to lighting or just different aspects.